Well, good morning. I guess this is the place to be out east on Sunday morning. Really. I can feel the energy of love in this room. It's beautiful. Well, Reverend Dr. Janine Burns was supposed to be your speaker today, but she broke her foot. And so I'm last minute filling in for her. Very, very delighted to be here. She sends her love. She absolutely loves to come out here and speak. And so she asked me to ask all of you to just say a healing prayer for her so she can be out here real soon. Okay? So I know that your topic this month is demonstration. And the first thing I did, of course I know what demonstration is, but I looked it up in the Science of Mind textbook. So our beloved Ernest Holmes says, demonstration is the mental and spiritual activity of thought. When directed toward a definite end, will bring about a greater good, a more abundant life, a better condition than existed before. This is a demonstration. And we can only demonstrate at the level of our ability to know. Okay? And let's think about that, you know. So, today when I was doing my spiritual work in the morning, I opened up, I have several books that I read, and one of them is Richer Living. And today's affirmation said, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." And what that means is, when Jesus implies that there is a truth known which automatically will demonstrate itself in our experience. And that truth known is the revelation of divinity through humanity. We know, all of us that are students of New Thought and this philosophy, we know that we have that power within us together with Spirit, which is right within us, to change our lives. We are in control. We have the power within us, and that is how we demonstrate. He maketh all things new. And our form of prayer, we call it spiritual mind treatment, and it's our form of affirmative prayer. That is what really speeds up the process of demonstrating those good things in our lives. You know, treatment is really, it's the art of turning away in thought from that which appears to be and using our thoughts deliberately and specifically to be aware of the completeness and perfection of life so that the law of mind is directed in a total way. We're not begging, we're not pleading. We're seeing it already done. We're starting at the end. We're affirming it. We're not, okay, here's another, a key point. We're not trying to figure out how it's going to happen either. You know? Anybody ever try that? Yeah. That works. You know, this new way of thought, it automatically results in what the world calls a healing, a miracle, you know, a coincidence, but it's none of that stuff. We know that. It's just directing the law and having our demonstration. You know, we're so blessed to have this teaching. We really are. It is such a gift. You know, we should all just say a prayer of gratitude that we're here, that we're open to these ideas, and celebrate the fact that they're, I know, working in all of our lives. All of our lives are made so much better as a result of knowing how to live. I mean, this is really life and the way life works. So today, my title of my talk is Once More with Feeling. And I well, I don't know where that, I guess I know where it came from. Because over the years, you study these principles, you do what you think you know how to do, and sometimes it works. It always works, but sometimes we're not realizing that we're canceling it out, and that's working too. Whatever our results are really what we've asked for. So the real trick is to know how to pray and how to pray affirmatively, and to know that once we really put our thoughts on what it is we truly want, the universe has no other option but to figure out how to bring it into our experience. And that's the good news. That's truly the good news. So when you don't see your goal or desire as already being accomplished, your attention is so involved in the process that the idea cannot be demonstrated. You know, when we're doing that, the process says that it's not already so. And that's, you know, don't beat yourselves up about it, we all do it, but it's something to be aware of, something to be very aware of. You know, we know that the subconscious mind takes whatever we believe and produces it in our experience. And this law, it's infallible. It's been proven over and over again. And the most beautiful thing you can have happen is prove it to yourself. You know, you can read a million books and hear about it from everybody else, but until you have that experience for yourself, it's a totally different teaching. It's once you get that, you can't go back. You cannot go back. And that's the goal, you know. When you open up to the experience of the infinite being that already is, that's God as you. And we do so by joining it with, and here's the real secret. Here is the real secret of affirmative prayer, of spiritual mind treatment. It's that energy of emotion. It's by really feeling it. And sometimes it takes praying and sitting quietly and going within for as long as it takes. Sometimes it takes an hour, and sometimes you can do it in 2 seconds, and you're there. You just know it. So depending on what it is we're praying about, treating for, just never give up. Just get that, keep going, keep imagining, seeing it, believing it, and get that feeling of what it would be like to have that healing, that abundance, that relationship, that job, whatever it is you would like to see happen in your lives. It's here. It's already here. You just have to open up yourself to allow Spirit to bring it into your lives. And so here's an example of how I really was convinced how feeling is so, so important. And this happened many years ago. I think I was just probably starting my studies with this teaching. I mean, I've been doing this since 2002, so it's been a while. But around, I don't know what the year was, but whatever, I received a postcard in the mail from American Express, okay? And it was this beautiful postcard, and it had water and a beach and a palm tree and one beach chair on it. And it was, you know, book your next trip on American Express or something, and, you know, whatever, and you can be here. So anyway, it was a beautiful, beautiful picture. So I used it as a bookmark in my books. So every morning, I set the tone for the day by reading. I read Richer Living, you know, 365 Days of Science of Mind, Emmett Fox. I mean, you know, we all have a library at home, I'm sure. But anyway, I would get up and I would look at that beautiful picture. Some days, all right, and other days I could almost be there. I just kept meditating on it, only really because I was using it for a bookmark. I had no thought of going anywhere. I just was, it was just nice. And so what happened was, all of a sudden, I don't know what it was, maybe a month or two later, my husband came home from work and he said there was a contest in his office and there's a convention in Puerto Rico, and he won 2 tickets and the accommodations. And we'll buy 2 more tickets. Our daughters were teenagers at the time, and we'll go. And I, okay, you know, and so didn't think that much about it, and it just fell into place, and that was that. And so now we're there. And one morning we get up and the girls and my husband wanted to go take a scuba lesson or something. And I said, you know what? I just want to go down on the beach. I had a little bag with my books, my Richer Living and the whole, and I said, I'll just go down on the beach. So I go down on the beach and I sit in the lounge chair and I look at the beautiful water and the palm tree and I open my book and I said, I'm in the postcard. I'm in the postcard. So, and I wasn't even trying to go to Puerto Rico. So this is an example. I mean, I've shared this at my church, but it's true, it happened. And then I connected and I said, look at that. I was feeling it, imagining it. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Wow, this stuff really works. You know, I wasn't even treating to go on vacation. So my point is, you know, feeling, sometimes we've got to catch ourselves, because what the subconscious mind, the universe, doesn't know if what you're feeling isn't something you want. So we have to be very mindful of where we're putting our attention and our feelings. And we're so blessed here because we realize that when we're in that bad place, what we can do. We have those tools. We can change our, you know, change your thinking, change your mind. You can treat or start picturing, imagining, feeling a better thought. It's really all it takes. You know, light touch. This is easy stuff. This is not hard. We make it sometimes more difficult than it truly is. You know, when Spirit set up the universe to work this way, it wasn't like, I'll trip them up, you know, and see how it works. No, it's just see it, feel it. And that's why I always say, you know, stay in love, which is staying consciously connected to Spirit, staying consciously connected to that love within. You can't go wrong. You know, we really just came here to give love and receive love. Everything else is what it is, you know? So just, if you can just train yourself to just be in that place of love, you're going to see such good come into your life. The healings happen, the abundance comes, the problems seem to go back to the nothingness from where they came. And I can only say this, stand up here with some sort of authority, because I've proved it to myself. I've proved it in my own life. I mean, I've been working on this for years, and I, you know, well, I'll have to be honest and say, you know, there can be a day where maybe I won't do my spiritual work in the morning because it's late and I'm rushing, and then you know what happens? Something trips me, something goes wrong that day, and I go, what's different about today? What was different is I didn't consciously set the tone for the day in the morning. So that's another point I'd like, you know, hint I'd like to give you is just make sure you do get yourself in that good place in the morning. Do some spiritual work, no matter what it is. Open up a book and say, speak to me. And whatever you are reading is always exactly what you need to hear. It always is. You know, this universe is so alive, it's so with us all the time that sometimes you just have to burst out laughing when you think, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then it's like, we forget. All we have to do is ask. And then the idea comes into our awareness. The right people show up, the right ideas. Whatever we need, it's already here. It's always being provided. And that's how we demonstrate. We're demonstrating, we're always pulling more good into our lives and to the lives of those around us when we just remember to remember. Remember that God is all there is. You're singing, you're here, you're getting such a good basis, every Sunday morning here for really how to live your life in that powerful, powerful way. As Joseph Murphy said in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, imagine the happy ending or solution to your problem. Feel the thrill of accomplishment. And what you imagine and feel will be accepted by your subconscious mind, which will bring it to pass. And like I mentioned before, you don't have to figure out how it's going to happen. That's the best part. And another point I'd like to make is when you are in that place, when we are praying for something, when we are imagining, feeling, don't share it with anyone else. Don't do that. Because lots of times, well-meaning people will give us that advice, sorry, that's not going to happen. That can't happen. Anybody ever have that? Yeah. And, and we're so easily tripped up by that. We can be hypnotized by that lower thinking of the world that isn't always so positive. So whatever you're praying for, visualizing, feeling, it's between you and you. That's you and the spirit within you, you and God. And just know, God has your back. God is going to bring that good into your life at exactly the right time, in exactly the right amount. So the real challenge for all of us is to build up that spiritual muscle within. Build up that faith, and knowing that it's all good. It's happening. It's happening right here and right now. And another quick thought that I want to share with you. Neville, if you know Neville, Feeling is the Secret, if you've ever heard that book. Well, one of the suggestions that he gives, and I have found this to be very powerful in my life as well, is right before you go to sleep, when you are just drifting off, get the feeling, just relax and get that feeling of what it would be like to be perfectly healed, to have that abundance, that relationship, whatever it is that you'd like to manifest. Just let your imagination go, and don't give life to anything negative. Don't give life to anything less than bigger than big. The biggest dream you can dream for yourself, just do it. Have some fun. And then let the universe figure out how to bring it into your life. Just the way I looked at that postcard and enjoyed that beautiful picture, and I had no idea of how it would happen, and it just fell into place. So there are things that can happen in your life that we can never figure out. With God, all things are possible. Well, hey, that's true, and that leaves out absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So just remember, as in consciousness, that's our thought, feeling, and our beliefs. So on earth, we bring that and we enjoy everything on this earth right here and right now. And so I invite you this morning to really feel that feeling of your heart's desire so deeply and so completely. You may never have really taken the time to do it. There's something that you want, but you may say, not sure it could happen. Just cancel all of that out right here, right now, this morning. And just allow that image of your desire to grow more and more definite in your mind. It's a game. It really is a game. And just see your heart's desire fulfilled right here and right now as a real and tangible thing. Reach out, touch it, live it daily, continue to do this, and you will experience the most wonderful demonstration that you could ever imagine. And so ends the lesson.